Hello and welcome back to the Owl Upstairs Tarot. I am so grateful that you are here today. Today we're asking Spirit for a message and guidance on the major stressor in your life that is about to change. So, Spirit, could you kindly give us 3 piles? Pile number 1. And let's see, pile number 2. And let's see, pile number 3. All right, and then today we are also going to include runes. So I'm going to draw 3 runes. So this will be a rune for pile number 1. The rune for pile number 2. And the rune for pile number 3. Okay, and so pile 1, your card is the Tree of Life. Pile number 2, you have Saturn. And pile number 3, you have Jupiter. So take a moment and tune in to your intuition and ask yourself which pile you are drawn to most, and that will be the reading for you. If you feel drawn to more than one card, honor that intuitive feeling. There may be more than one message for you here. If you need a few more minutes, feel free to pause the video, and there will be timestamps in the description box below for each reading. Hello, pile number 1. You are drawn here to the Tree of Life card and the rune of Anzu. Anzu is all about communication. It's also known as like the mouth or estuary. When I first tuned into this and the energy of this card, I feel like stress for you is showing up because we are either working on communicating or manifesting something in divine partnership, or maybe we're not sure what the heart of the matter is. But before we dive in more deeply, I want to go ahead and draw a few more oracle cards to see what Spirit has to say. So, Spirit, could you kindly share with pile number 1 more about how this stress shows up, and it will be eliminated what that looks like as well. Okay, so we have generosity, Saturn in Leo. Let's do this. No, I liked this. And let's see. Empathy. Okay, so Moon in Pisces. Okay, so I feel like I'm getting that one of the main reasons why we are so stressed is because of our emotions. I think we're spending a lot of time giving in the physical realm. We're doing a lot of work with a lot of people, doing a lot of stuff, maybe communicating with a lot of people, organizing. Maybe you're in a leadership role of sorts. You're taking care of a lot of people. But I feel like part of our stress may be because we are overgiving. I'm not sure. Let's see how this shows up for you. So, Spirit, could you please share with pile number 1 how this shows up for them in their life? I like this one. I'm seeing this one. Okay. So this stress that you're experiencing. So we have this seer prophecy. I immediately feel like we get migraines and headaches when I see this. Maybe we're having some mental fog. We can't see things clearly because of all the stress. Let's see. balance. Yeah, so our emotions are out of balance, or life is out of balance because of this stress that's going on that stems, I believe, from giving too much. And oh, I love this card. It's beautiful. We have love. I feel like you really need to, so you give a lot. I love that you're a giver. And I think you come from a really, really beautiful place when you give. I feel like when you give, it's very big gestures as well. But again, I think it's really important that we are listening to ourselves and listening to, I think, also the divine, because I'm wondering if we're giving out of loyalty or because we feel like we're obligated to, or if it's because we truly want to give and receive an equal reciprocity. So I think for you, communicating and listening to your emotions is a big, big key to finding more balance. Let's find out a little bit more details from Spirit on, what it is that you can control with a circumstance. If there's anything out of your control, or maybe what we need to surrender, or the path moving forward, so it's very least resistance. Okay, I like these. So first we have the Ace of Winged Ones, the Woodpecker. Unique new rhythms of success. And it did come out in the reverse position, so we're going to leave it like that. We have the Five of Pentacles, Mouse. Examine life lessons. He's cute. We also have the Lovers. Isn't that so interesting that we have love and we have the Lovers? That's not a coincidence. Okay, we have the Tower with the Vulture, Life, Death, and Rebirth. And then we have the High Priestess. Very similar energy with intuition and weaving of fate. And the Ace of Wands, Frog, fertility and new beginnings. Beautiful. Okay, love it, love it, love it. All right, let me just scoot these over a little bit so we don't have quite that extreme glare. Well, okay, so what I'm seeing for you, pile number one, is that with the Ace of Swords and the Ace of Wands, how to shift out of this stress that you're in is to definitely look at how you're perceiving the situation and how perhaps you are communicating to yourself, to others, how you're giving to yourself and to others. And maybe the areas of opportunity where you can, instead of being so giving, how you can give more to yourself and make different choices that stem from a higher place of love. So what do I mean by that? Well, it's really easy for us in a world that is very materialistic and, focused on everything in the 3D. Running kids to and from places, attending things because of appearances and looks, like extracurriculars, and attending all the clubs and going to church meetings. And we get either used to our patterns that we're used to doing, or we do them because we think we're coming from a place of being a giver. But really, if we pause and we look at why we're attending these things and what we're doing with our time and our energy, perhaps we're only doing them because we feel like we're obligated to, or perhaps we're only attending these events or these, places because that's what our families did. Really get honest with yourself from a place of love and just ask yourself, does it really serve me? When you're at these places, tune into your physical body and listen to what your body is telling you. You know, are you exhausted by the time you leave? Like, did you show up full of energy and then you left completely drained? Because that's a really big indicator of something being off balance. Because if you're leaving something that's draining, your body's telling you that there's something perhaps that you're not in alignment with. Or for the headaches, when I saw this initially and I thought of headaches and just not being well, think about the food you're eating. You know, are you making choices for yourself that are positive with your nutrition because you love your body, you love yourself, you want energy, you want to. So be mindful of your thought patterns and what you can create for yourself. Because I feel like what is not within your control is some of the lessons going on around you. Or perhaps there is a big karmic lesson here for you to learn and understand balance. You know, mice are incredibly resourceful. They figure out what will work for them and then they utilize the resources they have to the best of their ability. They make positive choices that serve them and they're very grateful for what they have and they make a little last a lot. You know, they last a long time. Or they make it stretch, especially through like winter seasons. So perhaps also think about maybe if you are limited on resources financially, you can still be generous with your kindness, your thoughts, how you utilize your current resources. And I feel like that type of transformation process is going to also create the change that you want to see. We're going to get rid of some of those thinking patterns that we are used to having around stress and welcome in a new way of being. Vultures are really powerful animals and we think of them as gross, but really they make the most of a situation and like keep the ecosystem clean. So when we have, you know, physical vessels from animals get pass on into the other realm, it's the vulture's job to, you know, find its fuels, its nourishment from that animal that is no longer in the physical plane. And without the vulture cleaning up that mess, there would be a lot of diseases and germs and things that would be spread from that dead animal. So they serve a really important role within our world. So I think utilizing your choices and learning the lessons by changing how you think is going to really alleviate a lot of stress for you. With a high priestess, I do feel like you can control how you see again the situation because you can create a new reality when you start with new thoughts and new beginnings. So it's starting to see your situation and your circumstance from a place of like, you know, maybe I don't have this huge material thing, but I do have a bunch of, you know, strawberries. I have food to eat today. I have these resources where I can initiate and I can weave and I can create this new beginning for myself, this new renewal, this new beginning, whatever that new beginning is for you. Make sure you really speak up to others about your circumstance if you feel like you need help. I do feel like there's support around you if you want it. Get grounded. Definitely ground yourself, your energy. Release what no longer serves you. Grounding means pausing and allowing yourself to connect to the energy of the earth. To come back down from, you know, sometimes when we get manic and we're very excited or, you know, have a lot of anxiety, we can disconnect from our physical body, and then it's really hard to tune into new choices because we are kind of in this pattern. So maybe this is the pattern too, is allowing ourselves to step out of that hamster wheel of a loop and to be able to see things a little bit differently so we can change our mindsets and we can manifest new things. This big stressor, pile number 1, is about to change for you, and this is how you can do it. So I do hope that this helped you along your soul's journey. If you would like, I'd love to hear from you in the comment section below and create this beautiful soul community and empowerment of one another, because we are all in this life together. If you have enjoyed this reading, please hit the like and the subscribe button for more notifications to your YouTube feed. And I hope to see you again in the next reading. Bye. Hello, pile number 2. You were drawn here to the card of Saturn and the rune of the spiritual warrior. We have strong, very strong masculine energies here. So I'm very excited to see what Spirit has to say. So, Spirit, could you kindly share with pile number 2 how this stress shows up for them, and when it's eliminated, what that looks like as well, please. So I see this one and this one. And then we're also going to draw 3 more cards to give us a little more information about this main cause of stress and how it shows up for you. This one and this one. Okay. So we have egotism. Ooh. All right. So we have Mars and Leo. And we have Jupiter and Virgo with patience. I think we are getting a little hot-headed about something. We're really eager, which is a beautiful thing, you know, when we want something, but I think you're being very expressive about your wants and your desires, and you're really being ambitious about them, but to the point where maybe they're causing you a little bit of imbalance. And patience would help definitely make things run more smoothly. So we have soil and stars balance. Tobacco offering. Look at all this spirit help that you have. Lots of people supporting you in spirit. I love that for you. And then we have the seer. So it's interesting. These 2 cards also came up in pile number 1. So if you were also felt drawn to pile 1, I would encourage you to watch that as well. Very different reading, but might be something there for you as well. Okay, so pile 2. A major stressor that is about to change is going to be, I think, this karmic lesson, this very hard, challenging, like, battle you've had to step up and like push through. Again, I think that type of energy is beautiful when you know you have a cause that you're really excited for, but I think there's also a point where we need to learn how to like dance with the universe, where it's a happy give and take, where we allow ourselves to receive as much as we take action. And I feel like with this card here, maybe some of this push energy is causing us to have either a lot of anxiety, or we have a lot of doubts or hesitations. There's something about our mindset that gets off kilter. But the way to work through this and to create some changes, some movement forward, would be to ground your energy. And I really think take a deep breath is what I hear when I look at this. So I also think with all this spiritual support, I almost wonder, offering. I keep looking at these trees though. It makes me wonder if you communicate or you offer up maybe some of, like, you have help here, but do you ask for help, or are you offering too much of yourself to a cause? Like, are you giving too much? Or with this, the physical, prophecy and seeing something, I think you see the vision. You definitely know what it is that you want, which again is amazing. These trees are very different landscapes than these. So I feel like the vision that you have, the emotional realm and the physical realm, I think are very different realms for you. I think we need to let some of our emotions go, some of our maybe built up anger, built up frustrations. You know, maybe you have a lot to say, which is beautiful, but with his face so red and just, maybe you don't let things go. Maybe you don't express yourself. You feel like you have to carry this big burden all by yourself. And I think Spirit here is asking you, look, we have 2 people down here to share the load. Yes, you can still be a leader, absolutely, but a leader does not mean carrying all of the weight. A leader knows how to be mindful of themselves and others and to see how everyone can work in harmony and collaborate for the greater good. So, Spirit, if you could kindly share with pile number 2 some information on maybe what they can control within this circumstance, you know, if there's anything out of their control, or what they need to surrender, how they can move forward and balance through the path of least resistance. Let's see what we got. This one, got this one right here. And let's get a couple more of these. Thank you. Okay. I'll just put those there. So we have the 8 of Swords with Greckle, free emotions and anxieties. Yes. Okay, so this is confirmation that grounding ourselves and sharing some of the weight that we were carrying by giving these to other people and allowing ourselves space to breathe. I really feel like this is going to help balance a lot of the stress. Wheel of Fortune, Bear, heed inner voices, and cycle. So you can't, I feel like you can't control other people. As much as you may care or want what's best for them, you can lead the way, you can be a way shower, and you can lead through example, but you can't, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink, is what I hear when I see this. So what a good leader does is shows their children, subordinates, team, whoever you're working with that is causing you a lot of stress, how to manage everything in balance and harmony so that you're not carrying this big heavy burden, or you're not getting angry, because at the end of the day, a lot of times people don't know how we're feeling, especially if we're not communicating how we feel. And when you do create this change, do be mindful of the time it takes sometimes for people to catch on, especially if you're in a leadership role. We assume that we can share something one time and people catch on, and that's not always the case. Sometimes we need to reinforce a boundary or reinforce our new way of doing something several times, including with ourselves, before people really grasp the concept of it. And that's okay, just be mindful of that. So we also have the Queen of Pentacles with the links, hidden knowledge, and creativity. Such a beautiful card. And then we have the Ace of Shapeshifters, the Ace of Cups, butterfly, new love, joy, and health. I love that for you. We have the Deer, the Page of Pentacles with lure to new pursuits. And we have the King of Pentacles with Gorilla, strength, nobility, and generosity. Yeah, you're 100% in a very big role, or perhaps this is a opportunity that you want to take for yourself that is going to be very abundant for you. You're the king of the jungle. Okay, so let's see. I really feel like to surrender to your intuition and more of that feminine energy is going to be so helpful for you because you're such a doer. The more you surrender to your own independence, surrender to your intuition, allow some new things to trickle in. Because I feel like you're very, I don't want to say fixed in your ways, but like you have a very specific way you like to do things. And there's nothing wrong with that. But I think if you listen, and if you want to make life easier for you and you want to flow instead of, squeezing and just getting so mad and uptight and angry, one way to do that would be to be a little more sensitive to your emotions and what those are telling you. When you do this, I think that you're going to see how strong you are because you're going to be able to carry a lot more for not just you, but for a lot of people. Because if we're already clogged with our own emotions, if we're already tapped out and full, we don't have as much space for other people because we have a very short fuse and we're just not our best selves. So I think the more mindful you are towards doing things differently in the physical, opening up and releasing those emotions and being mindful of how strong emotional leaders can be, it's going to help you with surrendering a lot of this stress. And you're going to see that you have a lot more patience and you have a lot more bandwidth for people or things, that maybe you didn't have before. Pile number 2, this is your reading. Thank you so much for being here today. I'm so grateful to have viewers like you in this community where we're here to empower and uplift one another and just make the world a better place. And sometimes these readings can help provide those insights and guidance and wisdom that we are looking for. So thank you. If this resonated with you, I'd love to hear from you in the comment section below and what you're navigating, what you're leading, your initiative. And please feel free to like and subscribe to these videos as you will get notifications every time I upload. Pile number 2, have a beautiful day and we will talk so soon. Bye. Hello, pile number 3. If you were drawn here, you were drawn to the card of Jupiter, which is all about expansion. It's ruled by Sagittarius, which is a very optimistic fire sign. And then you have Hagalaz, which is the rune of disruption. So it makes me wonder if your stress is maybe caused by a positive, new, expansive opportunity that's just caused a lot of changes in your world. What comes to mind is new babies, new job, new growth opportunities, new phases of life, getting married, things that we're excited to expand upon and celebrate, but are sometimes a little hectic because it's a new endeavor. So let us draw a few more cards to see what Spirit has to say about how is this stress showing up for you? Woo, okay, thank you. Wow. And what happens when the stress is gone? What does that look like as well? When the stress leaves, what's coming up for pile number 3? Okay. Oh, okay, so we have Jupiter in Scorpio with manipulation. Don't love that for you, but that's all right. We're going to see how we are going to resolve this, which is what this reading is all about. So, loss with Saturn in Pisces and Mars in Leo with egotism. Okay, so this one also came up in pile 2. So if you were drawn maybe to pile 2 as well, might be some information there for you. Let's do this. This card feels a lot different though than pile number 2. Okay, so I feel like she's just very stone. We have a stone cold face here. I feel like we are maybe sharing that we are one thing, or like showing face we're not sharing our truth. We are putting on a mask or a different face than what our truth is, which is okay. I mean, sometimes we want to put on a strong face for people, especially when we're going through big, positive, happy changes. For instance, maybe we did have a new creative endeavor, a new baby or something. Of course, we want people to think that everything's going well because we don't want people to worry. But I do feel like there's something maybe a little bit hidden, and maybe you don't even see it quite yet. So we'll see what else we have. So Spirit, could you kindly share with pile number 3 more about how their stress manifests, please? 3 cards, please, Spirit. So on that one, and then let's see one more. Here we go. Okay. So we have wolf and protection. I also feel like this has to do with your power. We have cedar extraction. Okay. And then last we have peaceful warrior potency. I do like this one. This gives me very positive vibes. Okay. So pile number 3. I feel like this mask that you're wearing is to help you to stay safe, and it's a form of power. So you're staying loyal to a belief or something that you truly love, but it's all coming from, I think, your mind. It's with the strong face you're having. So I feel like this is a belief system that you feel like, or something that you have to carry, but it's not necessarily a coat that you have to wear. I think it's important that you tune into your emotions and you learn how to go with the flow maybe a little bit. Take in the beauty of the day-to-day moment. That way you're really pausing and you're taking time to go within to see how you truly feel, instead of always having to show up and be a specific way. And I think by embodying inner peace and being tenacious and climbing that mountain that you want to climb, it's going to be a lot smoother of a hike, or maybe not quite as tumultuous, as you allow yourself to see things from a higher perspective and to connect with a higher power. I do feel like it's important, though, that we let go of something in this process. Perhaps a belief with Pisces and with the 12th house of the subconscious. This is a subconscious belief. We feel like we have to wear a specific coat. Or maybe it's that we have to expand, and expansion has to, like, positive things has to be crazy. Like chaos is always going to ensue with change, which is not true. We can have a peaceful shift within our physical realm. Absolutely we can. Maybe this is something that you were taught, that now you're like, maybe taking action in a very loud, dramatic way was how you learned how to take action. And this is saying that it doesn't have to be that way. So let's see, what Spirit can pile number 3 expect with this? Like, what's within their control? What is out of their control? What do they need to surrender? Thank you so much. So first we have Fire of Wands, Komodo Dragon, Survival Instincts and Impulses. Yes, okay, so this is confirmation that this is something from your subconscious. This is just, you might not even be aware that this is the root cause of your stress. And again, that is absolutely okay, because if we've done something in a pattern of behavior for a long time and it's normal, it's all we know. It's like going to the grocery. I read something the other day. This is interesting. or I watched something where the guy was, it was actually a TikTok, where the lady was like, what made you truly believe in God? And he was talking about his family growing up when he was like 12. Their father left the family and they lived in like the Appalachian Mountains. And it was his mom and his like 5 or 6 brothers and sister and him. He was like a middle kid. And they had like no money and they were down to like a box of Cheerios. And they had circled around and prayed to God for help. And the pastor from the church drove like miles and miles out in the country where they lived in the middle of nowhere in the mountains. And God told the pastor to go give their family $100. And they took the money to go get a gun to kill deer and animals and things to survive. And then they bought a bunch of seeds and crops. And I was blown away by this. One, not just because of the relationship with spirit and just how God provided, because that's beautiful in itself, but because my initial thought was like, great, they have $100, but like you just go to the grocery store and like that's a week's worth of food. And I mean, this was a long time ago, and I never even thought to buy a gun and seeds to plant to grow my own food. Like that when he said that, I was just like, well, I would have never thought of that. So this is the same kind of flavor where it's just like a habitual something I think you're used to doing out of your normal survival instincts. I think this is connected to maybe a major loss. Maybe it caused an expansion in your life in some regards, but it also took its toll on you in other ways. Which loss absolutely does. Grief and loss is like a whole ball game in itself. So let's see what else we have. We have the star, which is spiritual inspiration and hope. We just talked about that story. That's just crazy to me. The situation's not hopeless. If you are running out of ideas, know that you can pray about it and ask for support because there's other options available. Just like I didn't recognize that there was other options with the gun and the seeds, I think there's other options available for you to shed and release through loss so that you can get this outcome that you want. No more stress. We also have the 4 of Cups with stick bugs, activity beneath the surface, another confirmation about it being from the subconscious, the emotional waters, things that are coming up and bubbling up that maybe you didn't even know was there. And we have the 2 of Cups with daddy long legs, weaving deeper relationships. Oh, okay, beautiful. So partnerships, okay. I'm wondering if some of you have, I don't want to say trust issues, but like maybe it's hard for us because we have gone through some challenges and we've learned how to keep ourselves safe through these behaviors. It's scary for us to get past maybe surface level with people. You know, like wolves keep people, or like a wolf pack with protection. In my mind, I'm thinking about companionship and loyalty with people and dogs. Like dogs are an external protector within the home. And so I'm wondering if like you have your shield up, it's a form of power to keep the external safe, to keep you safe so that people don't get too close, to keep you safe. Know that as you start to create some new pathways for yourself, just like those people had to in order to survive, they had to do something new. And then it ended up working out marvelously for them. Like they went from a very hopeless situation to a very hopeful position. I think the divine is offering you a gift. I really do feel like there is an opportunity here for you. We just need to look past the surface and see what's below, because I think there's really a beautiful thing here for you. The path of least resistance, what's going to help you get there the quickest is weaving relationships with people, letting people in, partnering with other people, learning from other people. And there's so much that you can learn and partner with and see on YouTube. I mean, you can put in for free, you can put in so many things on YouTube, like how to do this or how to navigate this, or even Google. And just if you ask Spirit for support as you are going down the rabbit hole of the internet, you will find that you will get snagged by certain tabs, videos, things, especially if you ask to be guided to what you need to hear most. Spirit will open the way. With the ego card, when I'm having my big ego days, I also ask Spirit to please remove any of my ego-based thoughts, fears, anxiety, disbeliefs, feelings of hopelessness, and get me out of my own way so that I can see the path forward. Because sometimes it can get to the point where we hit rock bottom and it's like, how in the world are we going to get to the top of this mountain when I'm sitting here at this place? Especially if people have deceived us or manipulated us. Like, that just does not feel good. And I'm sorry if that happened to you, because that is not a fun place to be, and I'm so sorry. But as you combine, cooperate, co-create new partnerships with new people or like new opportunities, I do feel like this is going to result in you surrendering some of your old patterns and behaviors that will lead to much less stress in your life. So be open to seeing things from a different perspective. Ask for support from the divine. And I think you're going to be carried into safety. This is a big opportunity for you, pile number 3. Good luck with it. I just heard the stars will align, and it's written in the stars. So you're absolutely being guided, and you have the star card. So yeah, this is, you are absolutely protected. So pile number 3, this is your reading for today. Thank you so much for being here and being a part of this community. It means a lot to me to be able to share these words with you, and I would love to hear from you in the comment section below on your experience and how this may have helped you. If you feel called to hit that like button or subscribe to this channel, you will be notified anytime I upload videos onto YouTube for the next reading. So pile number 3, sending you all the best and good luck. Bye.